The baseball playoffs are upon us. Wednesday will mark the start of the UIL state baseball playoffs around the state. And of course, here locally in the Houston area, I'm here, Sam Kahn, with Randy Byers, owner of Houston5abaseball.com. If you don't know this man, you probably don't know Houston area high school baseball. We're going to talk a little bit about the playoffs. Randy, thanks for joining me. We'll start with Region 2. And of course, 06, 07, we had Klein Collins. We had Woodlands come out of those Region 2 brackets. Last year, not so much. Do we have a chance this year to see a team come through?
Well, I think in Region 2, our best two chances is probably going to be Collins or Cy-Fair. With Collins having the Chrysler kid and C.J. Hinojosa and Tyler Naquin, that's probably our best chance there. And then Cy-Fair, which is kind of the quiet team, is what I've called them the last 2 years, because they've quietly gone about winning when they've never really been picked to win what they've won. Boomer Miller, David Harris, Austin Coble, Stavanoa, Kevin Saw, those guys have all been there before. They've all been there, they've all done it, they know what it takes. I would say, just educated guess, those are probably our two best shots. However, there's some teams like Rick Lynch's Tomball Cougars could surprise some people. I mean, they got two studs, David Rumsey and Tyler Smith is just flat out studs on the mound. What they got to do is they got to figure out a way to win those real close games and score runs, because they don't score a lot of runs. They got great pitching, but they don't score a lot of runs.
You mentioned Matt Perk earlier. Of course, he is not going to be in the postseason because Klein did not make it, shockingly. How difficult was it to get through 13-5A this year?
It was ridiculous. That district was probably twice as good as I thought it would be. And if you looked at my picks at the beginning of the season, you see that, I mean, I had Klein Collins picked as the dark horse to even get into the playoffs, and they win the district. So yeah, that's you know, what do you do? I mean,
yeah.
This has been the most difficult year out of 10 years on the website. This has been the most difficult year to actually gauge teams on their players, because they've had players come in like Geisler. Look at him. We haven't even heard of that kid until halfway through the season. And I mean, we know about a lot of kids coming into high school. We hear about them. I mean, hundreds of kids every year we hear about, but we never heard a word about that kid.
Yeah. I guess in Region 2, one player to watch from that same Klein Collins squad has been pretty money for the last 3 years. Tyler Naquin, the outfielder, great leadoff hitter, great defensive player. Give me another name of somebody to watch out for in Region 2 that will take that star role that Perk would have taken had Klein made it.
David Rumsey, possibly, with Tomball. I don't think you need to overlook, if you're talking about just players and not just pitchers, don't overlook Hinojosa from Klein Collins. That kid is money. I mean, that's a good player right there. Mitchell Taylor, be a really good one to watch, because he's got the rubber arm and he can pitch a lot of innings, and he's got really good control, and he's got the capability of shutting people down just like a Perk. He doesn't have the skill set that Perk has. Of course, who does? You know, there's very few that do, but he's got the ability to do it. And I like David Rumsey a lot from Tomball. Yeah, he's probably the stud out of that group.
Yeah, of course, the older brother had a great career at Tomball not too long ago. That's your look at Region 2. Randy Byers here, the website, Houston5abaseball.com. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sam Kahn. Thanks for watching Chron.com.